I just felt like my faith grew, my knowledge of Jesus grew, my love of just this Christian family. Like, how can you do life without these people?
Wow.
So I just was like, it's non-negotiable. Like, we have to be in community with other believers.
Right on.
Like, this is like so important for just motherhood, for friendships, for marriages, for all of the important relationships that just Christ has you in. Like, you can't do, I don't know how you do life without.
Welcome to our next question, a place of discovery and not the final answer. I'm Chris Onit, the marriage and family therapist, and sitting next to me is Melanie Jones, part owner of Downey Park Counseling, and my wife.
Thanks for joining us. Let's get the conversation started.
Here we are. We're back. Yes, it's been 2 weeks, and we are back here talking about what is communicate. Hello. What is community? With Mark and Amy Williams. They have graciously agreed to come here today after avoiding it for a couple months.
I think so,
something
at
like
least.
that. There
Tried
was
to
some
avoid
sort
this
of,
one.
Definitely trying to
there
get
was
out.
some
out of
sort of fake
excuses.
thing about being invited to go on a vacation somewhere, and then you threatened with your daughter-in-law's baby. It was weird.
Yeah,
Like, she was going to have a baby. We can't show up. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Anyway.
She was going to, and then she did.
She did prior. She did like a few days ago. You guys are
She worked with our schedule.
It
you guys
really
are
worked
newly
out.
minted grandparents.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, well, do we do Caleb's Corner first, or do we do the icebreaker first?
Is
I'm ready.
Caleb ready? All right.
All
can
right,
go.
what's going on in Caleb's Corner?
Okay, I'm going to talk about fear.
Okay.
Does anyone know what the fear of spiders is?
Arachnophobia.
Arachnophobia.
Does anyone know what the fear of the number 13 is? That's a fun one.
Ooh.
No.
Triskaidekaphobia.
Oh, I've heard that
Yeah.
before.
Does anyone know what the fear of long words is called? I'm going to end on this one.
Ooh,
Fear of long words.
please.
Supercaliphobia.
That's pretty good. It's hippopotamonstrosesquipedaliophobia.
No
So
way.
I couldn't figure out how to say it.
You'll
but
have the fear of just saying
it's
the
a
word.
It's a
let alone-
36-letter word. So if you have
Wow.
that fear,
Whoa.
you can't tell people you have that fear.
Right, because you're too afraid to tell them.
Yeah.
It takes
Wow.
too long.
That's
to tell
just
them.
cruel. Whoever came
That
up with
is.
that.
Can I make up my own phobia and then just throw in a weird
You just
Latin
put
sounding
phobia
word?
at the end.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you're good.
Right.
So there you go. That's Caleb's Corner.
Well, I almost said, instead of arachnophobia, I almost said anacrophobia. Anacrophobia, in which case that would be anachronistic, like,
Fear of anachronism.
yeah, or whatever.
Things
Or
being out
Wow.
of time.
out of time, exactly. Yeah.
There you go.
Fear of being out of time.
Fear of weird things.
We're going to run out of time if we don't finish
Yes.
this
I
podcast.
know.
Let's
I
do a
don't think
quick
that's one of your
icebreaker.
fears.
Yes, a
Anywho,
quick one. What's
Mel,
a
what's
quick
the
one?
icebreaker?
Okay, bad haircut. What was your worst hairstyle
Mercy.
experience? That's a quick one.
Okay.
Chris
I'll go
already knows.
first.
Chris,
This
mullet.
I don't even know why you
Mullet.
even get a chance to answer this one.
Well, I don't have hair, so I don't have to worry about it. Okay, so when
we've
I was
seen photos though.
Yeah.
there was a junior high experience.
Oh.
In where, yes, I was in junior high school, and I don't know how it started to happen, but I started cutting my own hair, which is bad advice at any age, let alone junior high school. So I am like, and it began to look like the mullet type of thing, short on the sides, long in the back. And one time I was cutting the side, and it's not like I couldn't have said, "Mom, can you take me to get a haircut?"
I was going to say, where's your mother?
I know, right? Poor mom. I was single mom, so she was working all the time
Okay,
and probably
sorry.
didn't look at me in the face for. But I and so at one point I cut, and it cut too short, and I could see like my scalp. And so this is embarrassing to even say this, even though it's like 150 years later. I freaked out, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is going to be horrible.
Well,
at
junior high, yeah.
Like, what about junior high is not horrible? So
True.
I put a headband on.
Oh, that's way
A
better.
sweat one.
And
One of those
what year was
sweatbands.
this?
Yeah, this
Whoa.
is the 80s.
Okay, so it's
I mean,
acceptable.
it was
You
like
can make it work.
Oh no, I
It's
didn't
fashionable.
get that vibe. It was actually it wasn't a sweatband. It was a karate
Handkerchief?
headband.
Oh,
okay.
But
Okay.
and I bought it at my dojo.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
This leads into
It sure does. It segues. And except the insignia on the it had the fist and then it had the symbols for karate. I couldn't have that, so I had to turn that over. And I'm wearing this headband, and I must have told the story 100 times. Oh man, I got stitches. That's what I told people.
Okay.
I got stitches.
no.
They had to shave my head. Well, no, it's all coming back to me now. This story's blowing all of your stories away. But anyway.
Good.
I feel like I don't even have a
So
story
I
now.
said, I hit my head. They were going to give me stitches. They shaved it. And it turns out I didn't need stitches. And I remember saying this because I would say this story again and again. Here's what happened. Anyway. So I say this to my youth leader and he goes, oh, come on. You were probably cutting your hair and you went, oh.
wow.
So
Called out.
I had to, eliminate him. But
You would have been
This
so
has
much
gone
better
dark.
off keeping the Goju fist right on there and said, someone came into our dojo
You
and
should have
challenged
seen
us,
the
and
other
I
guy.
won.
That's right.
You should have
Exactly.
seen the
Now
other guy.
I wear his blood on this.
There you go. There you go. You even know the
Wow.
Goju fist.
Yes. It's
Okay,
like
well,
this.
go ahead, underlings.
Caleb, you got one?
Top that.
Like during COVID, I think I had a man bun. Grew out my hair.
Oh,
That took a while.
wow.
Like the sides were shaved, but the middle was long. And
Of course, that's the
Yeah.
so.
popular thing.
That's not too bad.
No, it was. I thought it was good.
I could
never
see
had a
that.
bad hairstyle. So
Wow.
Wow.
Never? Not even in
Look
junior
at
high?
him lord over it.
high school, I did have like sideburns because that was as much as I
Nice.
could grow, and they were very mismatched and kind of patchy.
I'm
But
keeping
Yeah.
these. Yes.
at the time,
I
I
love
didn't
it.
think anything of it. So
No,
Sure.
yeah, you never
But I
do
looked
really
back and
know.
saw a picture not too long ago, and I was like, "Ooh,
Yeah. Don't
We
we
almost
all?
could have talked about each other's bad hair.
That might be better. The worst haircut you ever had.
Yeah. Wow.
I wasn't around, but I saw pictures.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mel. What were you going to say?
So mine was in 6th grade, so junior high also.
Oh,
It's
yes.
the worst time to have a bad
Oh,
hair
my
experience.
gosh.
But I wanted a perm, and
Everyone wanted to know.
Oh, that
for
was so
some
80s.
reason, I let my Aunt Evelyn do it,
Oh.
and it was so bad. It was
Oh, boy.
huge, and I had probably shoulder length hair, but then you perm that. And you look like a poodle. It's just, I
Did
was
you like
mortified.
it at the time? Oh, you
no,
didn't like it. You
no,
knew it was
I
bad
knew it was
then?
bad.
Okay.
Oh, you knew.
Yeah,
It's a poor decision.
So I was
from
like
the jump.
combing and trying to
Oh.
like
Oh, wow.
But it
do
was
all the things.
permanent.
I don't even. I must have
And your
blocked
hair's
it all
already
out.
curly. Was it?
No,
was
it wasn't curly back
Oh,
then.
it wasn't curly.
No,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So that was that. Yeah, go ahead.
You're gonna hand me the mic.
There you go.
Go ahead.
Here we go. Your turn. I'll say it was probably when I had maybe my second baby. Third baby. I don't remember which
Good
baby,
friend.
but I just had a baby, and they're like,
Blame it on the baby.
they're fingers, and I was like, I'm over it. So I literally butched my hair.
Oh,
I,
yeah.
I literally had
Yes.
like
it was
super short boy cut. Like,
Oh.
I think I remember that.
yeah, it was probably early Redeemer.
No, wait.
And there were times when I was like, okay, I love this, but then I was like looking back at pictures, and I'm like, this isn't the best look. I felt very masculine with it. Like I did. I was like,
I never thought masculine when I saw it.
but I just
that
felt
would-
that
would
way.
be a
It's like, I feel like,
conflict of
okay, put
interest.
some earrings on, a little lip gloss, and so I'm like, oh, and then it's honestly probably the worst part about that was trying to grow that out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Was that my worst? That's
Oh, hands down, your worst haircut. Yeah.
he's so sweet. He's like,
Can
however you
confirm.
want it, and he
Yeah,
never
I mean,
really
I didn't say a
complained
word to
about
her
it. But
during
That's
it
a
was
good
like,
idea.
oh, yeah,
There's a
that would
wise
be-
man.
But I feel like now that I'm like, what should I do? Should I cut my hair off? And you're like, no. Now you'll tell me. Like back
Please,
then, you're like,
please,
whatever
no.
you want to do, and then you're like, maybe I should have an opinion.
Yeah, now I do. Now I'm willing to voice my opinion.
It's, well, you didn't speak up last time. Look what
It
happened.
was hard
She's
to do,
nursing.
too.
She's
It
got a
was too
baby.
hard.
I'm not saying a
Oh,
word right now.
no. Yeah, you're outgunned on that
a
one.
wise man.
Sure.
Yeah, mine. Who?
Do you need help?
Well, I'm trying to
What's going on
Offering
right
my
now?
services.
top at one point. Probably one summer did a flat top. Yeah, whatever. But then there was some kind of side like spiky thing. Is that the one you're thinking of?
No, it's not.
Which one are you thinking?
It was. There
She's
was
like
this,
last week.
This
Yeah.
is, they have Mark's mom has a kid wall, and it goes from baby, and it has like all the years of all the kids. So
Oh, wow.
I've seen all their pictures, like the kid wall. So he had a picture where it was parted down the middle and feathered.
Yes,
forget about
feathered
that.
haircut. Yes,
That
yes.
was a total thing.
And it was,
I remember
it was
those.
actually horrible.
The
it's
feathered
horrible. I've
parted
had
in the
plenty of
middle.
bad ones because I really don't care.
Also,
Bring
he
it
had
back.
sisters though that kind of wanted him to be hip, and
Oh,
so
yeah.
they would do his hair, and
Yes,
it
all my
was really
sisters' fault.
bad.
Oh,
Tammy,
that's
Becky.
hilarious.
They'll
Just so they know.
they'll apologize, I'm sure. that
For
one.
years, I tried to part my hair down the middle.
Yeah.
Because that was the thing.
It was, yeah.
And I should have just succumbed to the side part that I naturally have.
Yeah.
And now I can't do it at all.
I know. You should have taken
well.
advantage of it while you had hair.
That's true.
Yes.
That's true. Okay, well, that's a good opener. All right. Okay, so obviously last episode we talked about your guys' story, how you met, how you got together, some of your ways of thinking. And talked
Roll his eyes.
I think so.
touched a little. Well, you didn't have to point that out. I was thinking about something else.
Okay, great.
We touched a little bit on church community. Now, you guys have experienced community in a lot of different ways. And so I'm going to leave the floor to you guys. Tell me how you guys are experiencing community these days. And yeah, we'll go from there.
Don't all talk
Ladies
at once.
first.
Oh, I think when we started going, I'm going to go back a little bit and then we'll come to our current community situation. I feel like when we started going to Redeemer Church, our fourth baby was 6 months old.
Aha.
And so Tessa was 6 months old. And I really feel like at Redeemer Church in Modesto was the time when we would say church is a catalyst. Like
yes.
community is outside the church. And honestly, in all the years that I'd been to church, was probably less than most of you. Church was it. It was like church, and then you'd have, you talk about your quiet time at home, but then like we didn't really have like groups other than like youth group or maybe a Bible study here or there. And so community groups were huge. It was like, I think back then we were like 85% in community groups.
Yeah.
Like it was amazing how we were like really promoting. We would talk to each other. Hey, what community group are you in? Hey, what? And it was just like this amazing time of, this is so important. And in those, however many years, was it 10 years at Redeemer, I just felt like my faith grew, my knowledge of Jesus grew, my love of just this Christian family. Like, how can you do life without these people?
Wow.
So I just was like, it's non-negotiable. Like, we have to be in community with other believers.
Right on.
Like, this is like so important for just motherhood, for friendships, for marriages, for all of the important relationships that just Christ has you in. Like, you can't do, I don't know how you do life without.
And and do I hear you saying that
community.
you learned that at Redeemer?
I really feel like that was the first time I'd really heard that. Because it was like, oh, you go to church on a Sunday, polish yourself up a little bit, hold up your mask. And it wasn't like that at Redeemer. It was like you could be having a hell week and you come and you share that with people.
Yes.
So it was just really real living in front of people, and
That's
how
awesome.
encouraging and helpful people are praying and walking out this life beside you.
Wonderful.
So
I love that.
life changing.
Yeah, and I'd agree that's probably been where we had the deepest community.
Yeah.
For me, kind of growing up in the church, it was youth group and things like that, right?
Yeah.
You had those things. But you also had just longevity of being at a church with people for many years.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. And then your family has, so you're, so-and-so's brother or so-and-so's kid, or
You're one of those Williams kids.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. You're
Yeah.
the second row
Oh, you
people
married
that
into
sit
the
in
Williams
left,
family. That's me.
Yeah. Middle left, second row, and your dad's the one that's always cracking jokes to the pastor in the middle of a sermon.
Oh, and it's a big church.
And then
It wasn't a small church. It
And
was
they
a
would
big
trade
church.
jokes back and forth.
That's hilarious.
That was kind of growing up. So you kind of always had it just from just having time together. So you youth pastors who'd been there for generations and things like that. So there was community there and familiarity.
Yeah, that's like a default. Kind of
and
community
it's
where you kind of
comfortable.
follow it.
Sure.
Sure.
Maybe the youth pastors would you'd have a little bit more depth because they would be concerned, want to know what's going on in your life and that kind of thing. Spend time with you. And then your peers, you just kind of, you're not really thinking about maturity, and,
Right.
in depth and necessarily. but then going to a Christian school, I had a little bit more of that, but you had it every day of the week.
Okay.
So your teachers or your mentors, your coaches, and you had chapel on Wednesdays, and then you had, one of your, they would have you'd have your Bible teacher and, maybe teaching classes, and then they would have, get together and talk about discipleship and things like that. So I kind of had that modeled with my parents, but also modeled in our environment growing up.
And your parents were involved in different like communities and stuff that you saw growing up?
I wouldn't say I saw that.
Okay.
Not necessarily. Not the way I would say we kind of knew it from like Redeemer, where you had small groups and community groups, kind of like that. It looked different. Okay. I would say in that, but the way community played out for me would have been more discipleship.
Okay.
One-on-one. So I remember he was my English teacher, but he also was our ensemble teacher. So that's where I learned to sight read and a cappella and things like that. And he was the one that said, he was also the worship pastor for our Wednesday morning chapels. He was one that says, "Oh, Mark, you're playing guitar now? Great. You're going to do worship." I'm like, "I'm going to do worship." Okay. I had a 12-string guitar that actually one of my teachers gave to me from an auction that we had at the school, and
we still have it
to this day.
It's amazing.
Cliff,
nice.
if you ever listen to this, I love you. And so I think the year before I tried out for the band, but my friends that were doing it, they'd been playing guitar far longer. I didn't make the cut.
They're shredding, and you're like,
my senior year, my ensemble teacher says he played he led from the piano, which was in the pit offside stage, and drums were in another pit on the other side. And he said, he's like, "Hey, you're going to play." He obviously knew how I can sing because he'd been teaching me, and that I could play guitar and strum pretty well. And so he said, "Okay." I'm like, "All right." I'm nervous as all get out. And he's, where he stuck me? Center stage, right in the front.
Oh my God.
I mean, I'm an introverted.
Yes.
I'm an athlete, and that's how I'm known. I'm confident in those areas, but like, what?
Oh, isn't that something?
Man, he just pushed me up front. But he's got it from the side. This guy's amazing singer,
right?
Piano player,
but he's on
musician.
the side.
But he's on the side. And that was a huge moment because that spurred me on to the church that was right across the street from Quail Lakes, where I grew up, was the school, which was part of Lakeview Assembly. So Assemblies of God Church. I grew up at a Baptist church, so it was always interesting. And their worship leader at that church was a guitarist, and he would do a Sunday morning, because we had Sunday school, right?
Right.
Guitar worship leading class. And so I would go to church. I would cross the street, take my guitar every morning. We'd go to church, and I would walk across the street and take that class with him. And I'd come back and go to service with my family. And it was,
he's going to South Korea or North Korea.
That community was embedded within the leaders of the school, and the environment that was available.
I see.
Was like more like one-on-one kind of opportunities.
I see.
And then that transitioned to when I got involved in in ministry, youth ministry. Started from there. It was discipleship was always part of my life. So the worship pastor there, just a little bit older than me. We were amazing friends, and we would get together at Caro's in Stockton off of 99, Marsh Lane, and we'd have breakfast, and we'd open scripture, we'd discuss theology, and he was really brought some important things into youth ministry at that time, which was, hey, we're going to do high school community group where we actually open the Bible up and study it verse by verse,
right on,
and teaching them the difference between eisegesis, exegesis, and different concepts. And you just watch these kids just soak up the knowledge. And so I kind of had that started there.
So little by little along the way, there's always community. There's
community, so familiarity, so you know each other, you grew up at church together, that kind of thing, or a lot of one-on-one discipleship.
Okay.
But, and then in leading in youth ministry, there was things there, but it was still different than what I experienced at Redeemer, which was, let's go through life together.
Yes.
Kind of community.
That was something we said often.
Yeah, you're together with people, sometimes going through the same stage of life, many times not. Some a little ahead of you, some a little before you.
Hey, Mark, I'm going to pause you right there because we're going to take a moment to hear from our sponsor. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Chris Oneth reminding you that our next question is brought to you by Downey Park Counseling Associates, where since 1977, we have a group of Christian counselors that are ready to help you with any need. Visit us at our website at downeyparkcounseling.com. Okay, we're back. So we were just talking about...
And we're back.
It's been a while. I think if I can remember where I was left off at.
Yes. Yeah, man. Traveling.
Well, and
So-
I would
So
say,
we were talking about...
Is it okay if I'm interrupting?
Yes,
Sorry,
please,
Chris.
please.
I would say, interestingly, it was very different from Redeemer, but even to this day, I don't know which one do you think you'd prefer? We can get back to that.
Ooh.
Because
You know,
I say
it's
you do a
really-
lot of one-on-one
Yeah.
community. Even now, we do
Yeah.
other types of community now. But I feel like if you had to pick, it's
Well, what am I naturally
combined.
drawn
It's
to
combined now,
is-
where it's
yeah.
one-on-one, and those people
Yeah.
that you meet one-on-one with, a lot of times you're
Yeah.
also living life
Yeah.
with them.
So
Uh-huh.
yeah, I do. I there's probably 5-6 people that I'm constant discipleship,
Wow.
mentorship, relationships over the years. Some of
I
which
mean,
is
that
going-
takes a lot of energy.
It does, and it takes both parties willing to
Okay.
commit to it, right?
Okay.
And then scheduling it and remembering and all those things, you know. Because the people who will never that I'd have to chase all the time, I'll just drop them. Not
Sure.
I mean, I love them to death, but I'm not going to pursue
Ghosting.
them
Right.
You
anymore.
don't have time.
If it's
Yeah.
important, then they'll
Don't
make it
drop me,
important,
Amy.
you know.
I'm never going to drop you.
But so yeah, I would say that yes, that is probably my favorite, and that probably makes more sense because it's one-on-one or small, being more
Yeah.
extroverted, you know. Until it becomes a group where you've got a lot of really good individual connections. Now you're all together. We're just one big happy family. So
and
I'm very comfortable there.
I'm assuming that's what you mean by living life together. You just involve others in your life.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're involved in theirs. There's
Yeah.
calls back and forth. There's, hey, I've been thinking about you.
Right, right.
And it's not just, we all do, hopefully, we do things for our individual selves.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's as easy as saying, hey, I'm going to go do this thing. You want to join me?
Right, right.
And whether
exactly.
that for me it's riding bike or, I have this piece I need welded. And so I'm contacting my buddy Dave saying,
Right.
Dave, like, hey, work with me and weld this piece on here. And
Yeah.
I will.
Or you can call your neighbor Luke, who's really good at that stuff too.
Their son is a
right.
welder.
Yes.
So
Sorry, shameless plug for my son to come over and help.
Yeah.
I could. I said, well,
Well,
bring
and-
my bottle jack and your welding tool.
Yes, yes. But I would say the timing of when we were going to Redeemer as young parents, with children and a lot of other people with children, all with the common desire of really growing deeper in our relationship with Christ and our knowledge and how to study and just theological concepts that maybe we hadn't addressed yet or we were in the middle of, and then a commonality, a unity that was there,
Right.
even in our theology. You know what I mean? Like if I'm more of a reformed, bent on things versus not, or, whatever those things are, sometimes we have differences and other times we really are united, and it's just a battle you don't have to fight. So you can now just kind of, there's the friction's not there. So now you're able to grow and challenge and deal with, hey, what do I do with, this stage of my life with kids or whatever.
Wouldn't that be there also through actually caring for each other? Like,
yes.
I mean, if you truly love someone, then if they have a little bit of difference here and there, it's like, okay, I'm not going to hold that against you. It's not like you're going to go, rob me of all my goods. And okay, so this brings up the other big question I have about the way you guys practice community, and especially non-Christian community. And so, I call it non-Christian. I don't know if it's non-Christian, but when I think about your dojo and what a community you guys have built there, I can't tell you how many parties we've been to your house, and there's your dojo.
Yeah.
Now they're not all trying to fight me or anything, but but it's not. Yeah, but they're people you are obviously doing life with. How did that start? And what are some of the big things you guys have been through to actually shore up those relationships and?
Yeah. Well,
Tell me
maybe
your story
before
on
doing
that.
that, just one last thought on the other is what's really important and was important there is that Amy and I, as a husband and wife, had a community together as well. So like all the discipleship or guys I meet with is me. Doesn't involve Amy. Right. And so having community that we can do together is equally important.
Oh man, that's a good point, Mark.
Because you build friends that you'll go on vacation with, like you guys.
Yeah.
Obviously, we love
Yosemite
hanging
this
with you
summer.
guys. Yeah,
That's right.
and
You keep threatening.
many
We keep
others.
threatening.
Yeah, that
Some
you
books.
build together, and so, and let Amy talk a little bit about this too. But you give close friends that are willing to go, Mark, you're kind of a jerk.
Right on.
Yeah, Amy's been telling you about my behavior, and but there's an accountability because they love you.
Yes, totally.
That like, okay, we're safe because they want the best out of all of us, even in our relationship.
Oh, yeah.
So
Totally.
we can talk a little bit, and then we'll go into the dojo. But
Yeah, no, I mean, I've already said what I need to say, but it's those I feel like those friendships too that we formed at Redeemer, which also includes, of course, Chris and Mel. We're still friends with them.
Oh, yeah.
We still live life together. We still call each other. Mel and I get together a lot. And I think it's purposeful for us too, because we're busy and we have to make that happen. But yeah, go ahead, and you want to start on how we started even going to a dojo?
Yeah.
Well, he was at the beach, and the big old bully kicked sand in his face.
I was bullied as a kid. Which I wasn't.
No, you don't
but,
strike me as the bullied type.
No, I think I was just the right size, athletic, and it never came my way for whatever reason. But Kylie was in ballet in Modesto, and we live in Stockton, so it was like 35 minutes.
Oh, goodness.
And she was 16 hours a week. So Amy's driving her
oh, goodness.
to Modesto to do that, and she's like, what do I do with, this would be Daniel, Luke, and Tessa. She's like, what do I do with these three? And
These
running their
people.
older sister around everywhere. They're like in the car with me all the time, and and so she basically put them in Taekwondo because it was nearby, and they did that. And when Kylie was done doing ballet and Amy was done run half an hour both directions 4 days a week.
Like, this isn't what our family's supposed to look like. It's like we're eating fast food in separate cars in separate cities on the phone to each other.
Yeah.
Oh,
and I was like,
my
this is horrible.
goodness.
Yeah.
We're not doing this. Like,
I love that.
yeah. So I'm like, what are we doing together? And so we had a friend that basically invited us to a workout class on Saturdays. He ran a dojo. We were like, we're going to put our kids in karate.
Well, and I was, playing church league or beer league, softball, that kind of with my buddies from my church that I grew up with. These are the community of people that I knew just from my whole life, right?
Okay.
And so we do that and had a great time. But I'm getting to the point where like, my shoulders are not going to handle this a whole lot because
you're a pitcher.
I was a pitcher, but I played middle infield, and so I'm at almost 40. No one actually trains to get their arm in condition, all these things. And
if you see slow-mo,
I've got a desk
arms
job,
that throw
things like that.
yes.
And it was just like, this is painful after the first 2 weeks.
Oh,
my arm's
okay.
hanging because I don't know how to throw slow. That's just, I'm wired as like this.
Got to bring the heat,
lame.
man.
And exactly. So we went to the workout class, and then I've always wanted to do martial arts. And I was asking one of my buddies, I'm like, hey, we want to do something here in town for the kids. They're like, well, my friend, runs a school, and I'm like, okay. So I took the kids there, and then realized I had an adult class in them all. And
Luke was turning 13. So he was going into the adult class, and Mark calls me and says, Amy, I think I'm going to join the adult class with Luke. And
I found my calling.
Watch my son do something I've been wanting to do.
No, are you
I
kidding
go,
me?
karate's for kids. What are you doing?
Yeah. She literally said that. Karate's for kids.
What? Okay.
And we were doing our workout class and stuff. So I started.
So the workout class was separate from this karate thing.
Yeah. So Rodney, who it was his dojo. He ran a workout class on Saturdays. So just kind of fitness thing. We started doing that.
That's how they rope
my
you
good
in,
friend
man.
that referred me is a martial artist. He jiu-jitsu, eskrima, karate, all that stuff. So he and Rodney are good friends, grown up together, and so I would do that. And then I started doing jiu-jitsu with him in his garage, and then Luke turns 13, and I'm like, I'm not going to sit here and watch. I'm going to get on the mat.
There's no way.
Let's do this. And so
at this point, Tessa, Daniel, Luke, and Mark are all doing karate, and I'm still doing Saturday morning classes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I got her in to the class with me.
Yeah. And I was like, but I'm not
Did you
wearing
have to
that
wheel and
giant
deal
white
to get her
uniform.
in? Did you have to be like, I'm sorry,
Why do we have to wear all these clothes?
It became
That's hilarious.
we're going to do this as a family,
That's
and it's
amazing.
workout and and good
and then
for us.
Kylie ended up joining and doing it for a little while, so she was doing karate. So we were literally all
Well, a family that kicks together stays together.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, and the whole point though that was we were together. I was like, this is
I
so
love
much better.
that.
So basically, we were like, you know what? Like mandatory. Sorry, guys, we're all doing karate. Like this is what we're doing. I basically joined. We have our own business. Mark is stressed, but he doesn't have an outlet. So he's getting headaches and bloody noses.
Oh, geez.
Because he holds it in and he's not going to take it out on anyone. But he needs, some kind of outlet. So when he really, truly, when he wanted to go, I was like, this is actually going to be great, even though I teased him about it.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
So we were all doing karate, and I was there to hang out with my family, not because I really wanted to.
So first of all, I love that because I hear again and again from families who are like, oh, we're just running everywhere and doing this and doing that. And you guys made the conscious decision to say, we are not doing that.
Yeah.
We're going to do something together.
Right. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So we did that, and it's athletic.
Yeah.
There's some competitiveness involved, ability to have competition there.
But it's also with other people.
It's with other
in community,
people.
which was so much fun.
It's engaging not only physically but mentally, because you have to learn a lot of things. You have to start to learn some Japanese terms.
Sure.
And, very technical, and so that kind of ticks all the boxes for me.
And by the way, learning a skill for anyone is a huge self-esteem boost.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's even a branch of therapy called what is it called? Mel's giving me nothing.
We'll think of it later.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes. Self-determination theory.
Mm-hmm.
SDT, self-determination theory.
Okay.
It's competence.
Better than STD.
Oh, that's what I thought he said.
SDT. Did I say STD?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
Oh, kids ask
you
your
said
parents.
it right. I just still junior higher. I haven't never gone
Can't
beyond
help
junior,
it. No,
high.
yeah.
humor.
So
Sure.
there is an issue of competence.
Yeah.
And being able to say, I can handle myself and my environment.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that doesn't necessarily mean about martial arts. It
Right.
could mean
Right.
how to change a tire.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
So
yeah.
anyway, go.
Yeah. So I know. And so for me, especially being an athlete, and you start something like this and you go, I don't look anything like my instructor. He's smooth and strong. Like, this is different movement. And then
Yes.
you start
It was
to
all
learn.
different, even from a dance background. We were fish out of water.
Wow.
For sure. It was
From a
learning
dance
something
background,
new.
you were fish out of water because I don't have that background. I'm still out of water with that. But yeah.
I'm just saying,
I know.
you
I'm
have an
teasing.
athletic. I didn't
Yeah.
play baseball.
Right.
Like,
Yes.
So that was the challenge.
She's the dancer.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna let this, beat me. I'm
Yes,
gonna
totally.
work on this. So
I'm not gonna let this beat me.
And then anything I want to do, I just do it. I go after it. And
Right.
I really
Yes,
study
you
it.
do.
I learn it
Yes,
and
you do.
practice and
Yes.
things. So obsessive about it in that sense.
So we
And
do this for what, 5 years?
it was 4.5 years or something like
4.5
that
years.
before Rodney died. So in that, and Rodney's an extrovert, life of the party.
Pulls everyone together.
Barbecues, hanging out, and then
So we
he's
had this-
Hawaiian, so we had this in common. He loved baseball. His dad,
Oh, and you
loved
were
baseball.
from Hawaii.
and so we had this commonality there.
It's our new community.
and they're like, you're
it's
you're
amazing.
part of our ohana, your family.
Yes, ohana,
So
yeah.
you had this culture and community centered around something we did together.
Yes.
and you had these people who they just loved each other. They're
Yes.
a lot of them are family and stuff, and they just became family.
Yeah.
We and because you had something in common. Now this is not a church community.
Yes.
And so you had something else in common, which would be the martial art.
Yes.
Or the people that are putting the martial art, or
Yeah.
Also,
or
still living
teaching.
life together.
And you live life together. So and you're training. I'm training for almost 5 days a week.
So wait, every meeting, every chance you get to hang out with these people, are you going through the 4 spiritual laws and how much they need Jesus? Or
No,
no, but having some amazing conversations.
but you're
And that's
you're
it right
loving
there.
them and being loved by them at the same time. Actually.
I love that.
Yeah.
You're
and they love
absolutely
you and
right.
they trust us, and
Yeah.
we're, it's like we got lots of phrases of, you are the most real Christians we've ever met. Like,
I'm
right?
going to clap anyway. How about that, Caleb?
Because
Yeah.
we live life out loud.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
we're going to share our faith. We're going to share what Jesus has done. We're going to share all of those things in our community with them. And they're going to come to us. And Mark, really, especially with the guys, have had an amazing ministry within this dojo, just sharing our faith, living life out loud, sacrificing our time for them and their time for us. And really, we're family.
Yeah.
And guys, here's what I know about you guys. You're not, and I don't want to poo-poo. I mean, I don't want to seem like I'm belittling any of those who do this, but I know in your community, you're not going to people all the time saying, "Do you know where you're going to go if you're going to die today?"
Right.
Or it's listening, it's caring,
Yeah.
and it's And it's being the people that people say, you're the most real Christians I've ever met.
Yeah, and it's going from, this is one of the things I think growing up, especially if you grow up in the church, you have this idea of what does witnessing, you know,
so
what
that
does
very
that
word,
look
witnessing,
like,
yeah.
right? Well, you've got the
pamphlets,
the pamphlets,
spiritual
right?
life.
know it.
Things like that, and there's good in these things,
Sure.
right?
So
But
they
there's-
are
or
good.
standing on the corner and like, man, I'm not an extroverted person. You'll never get me out here doing this.
Wait,
thing,
I got
right?
in trouble from saying standing on the corner
Yeah,
last time.
you could certainly do that.
Honk if you love Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. So there's all these ways in that we have maybe what we think is a model for it that
Yes.
really don't match us.
And yes,
And they don't
100%.
match Christ either.
And they don't. And so
really,
growing up, it was
sorry.
kind of like, oh, I'm not doing this thing from a very extroverted group of people or way of even doing church and doing worship. So, you know, very, very charismatic. I'm like, I'm not a charismatic person.
No, sure.
So that was very foreign to me, and
Yeah.
good luck getting me to conform. I'm not going to conform, you know, in that way. And so it was always a dilemma of going, well, I don't know how to do this, but that's what I think that means is you've got to be, you know, very
Yes, and you have
outspoken.
to use the same jargon, the
Yeah.
same cultural
And
references.
every time you
that
get
they
a
do
chance,
in
like
church.
now's your time. You better get the gospel out and have this.
Exactly.
And I struggle with that, and you fear it, and all these things. And what I learned was be in a community where you have something in common, love the people, and hang out with them, with some warnings. In that, if you don't have the willpower and the
Yes. ability
ability to abstain and resist temptation, sin, then don't put yourself in that position. You
No.
know, be careful of that. Right?
Yes.
But if that is not an issue, then you love this community.
Well,
Yeah.
and that boils down to you've got to know exactly who you are.
Right.
You've got to know where you are in Christ
Yeah.
and know that He provides all the blessings. And so anything that looks like, even if they're like struggling with whatever,
Right.
it's not going to lead you to any sort of completion.
Yeah, and you hit a good point there. Confidence. Confidence in who I am because of Christ.
Yeah.
That I don't need to be afraid
Yes.
of my faith in
Right
front
on.
of a group of worldly people.
Right.
Which means I don't, and also feeling like it is not my job to save them.
You're absolutely right.
I'm a fallen person. I can't save anybody. I can't even
point.
save myself. Right.
Right.
So
Yeah.
what I am is an image bearer,
Yes.
and I'm called to be a light, and I'm called to love.
Right.
And love doesn't mean acceptance, but but love people, serve them as well. So as we are in this community, I'm maturing, and Amy's, we're both maturing through this, going,
Wow.
because what we saw community like within the church at Redeemer at the time, right, when we were going,
yeah.
we go, it's the same thing. The difference is we might have a different subject matter we talk about
Sure.
that brings us together. And so being good listeners, loving people, serving them, having something in common, having meals together, laughing, things like that, making fun of each other, humor
Yes.
is always part of that. And then as they do that, guess what people who become friends talk about? Real life. What's going on.
Absolutely.
And now you get it. And then they also observe,
Wow.
hey, why don't you guys you guys look like you got it all together. Like, it's because you don't
Right.
see under the hood yet. But
Yes.
let me open the hood so you can see a little bit.
I did kick my closet door ferociously that one time.
Yeah, well, I've got lots of holes in walls. But that's the thing that we would both equally open up and say, this might look like this because you're seeing self-control.
Oh, yeah.
But let me just take what you see, this mask off, and say,
Yeah.
no. I need a savior. And here's what I do this,
Yes.
and you guys, you want to put me on a pedestal, let me just knock it off myself.
Yeah.
We're not going to go there. And it opened conversations up where people would go, well, I'm struggling with this, or
Wow.
I know I should be doing this. God's going to do he's going to strike me down, or they'd have these different ideas because maybe they have different backgrounds growing up, and we would just have real, honest conversations with them. They would hear the gospel from us, but they'd hear it in the context of we know them.
Yes.
And I don't
Yes.
and because we served them, loved them, served by them, right? Loved by them. So this
Wow,
equal
right.
community that takes time.
Yes.
Not being afraid to share Christ with them and confident in that.
Yes.
Also call them out.
And also call them
They
out.
call us out. Like it's a community as if like just a regular.
Yeah. So
that's new.
Yeah,
That's
and
new.
I think when
Really
you have genuine relationships like that, people, you know what makes every person tick. You know their strengths, their weaknesses, and what they're struggling with. And I mean, every one of these people would go to bat for me.
Wow.
If there was an altercation, they'd be the first people there.
And I feel like they have in some cases.
Yeah, and they'll protect my reputation. I mean, they'll go. They're friends, you know.
Yes.
And vice versa.
We call that ride or die.
Yeah, ride or die. That's right. That's right. You all got matching tattoos, which many of us do. But but that's the community that was there, and the relationships that were forged through that. And then, you know, unfortunately, Rodney was killed about 4.5 years into that journey.
Wow.
And that brought us even closer together.
I bet.
We had to mourn together. We had to figure out how to go through life together.
Yeah.
I was asked by the family to take over the legacy of that school and continue to teach.
Wow.
And then everybody comes together behind us, like, we're supporting you.
Yes.
And so you have this thing, you know, the anniversary of his death, we try to get together and we still hang out and things like that. And so
what an example Rodney was as far as Ohana.
Mm-hmm.
And saying this is what we do.
Yeah.
And I don't know about if he had a relationship with the Lord or not or whatever, but that idea of you guys are part of this family now, and as believers being able to say this is what family truly looks like, and this is how we love each other is incredible.
Yeah.
So that's an amazing legacy.
Yeah. And Amy likewise has made great friendships there. And you know, what happens typically when you're pretty much one of the very few Christians in a group is that you're the advice line, right? And that happens.
Well, hey.
Which we want to be.
We
because
want, I was just thinking
this
that.
is our opportunity to share Christ in the most natural way possible. And like this is how Jesus did it, right?
Yeah.
You talk and walk and live with people and then you love them.
Well, you didn't show up on the scene saying, well, you shouldn't be doing this, shouldn't be doing that, and well, I don't know, that's not right. You loved and were loved.
Correct.
And then it became a natural progression of, hey, I care about you.
Right.
And I mean, as Christians, if we don't care first, if we don't love first, then the only reason we're trying to oftentimes the only reason that we're trying to get someone to do something else is because we're not comfortable with that.
Yeah.
And so we are more uncomfortable than we are loving.
Yeah.
And that's rough.
Yeah.
That's and
true.
it's the idea of be in the world, but don't be of it.
Yes.
Right. And so it's very, and just again, as a younger believer, trying to understand all these things, you're trying to, everything was about abstain and be away from it. Don't be part of it. Don't identify with it. Don't listen to what they listen to. Things like that. There's some wisdom in that for sure. Right.
100%.
Because sin can easily pull you in where you make compromises.
Yes.
And that's where we're talking about confidence in who Christ is. Confidence that you know you're going into a situation where the temptation's just not there.
No, it doesn't hold sway for me because I know who.
Yeah, if the temptation's highly there, you probably should avoid that, or you need that group to understand. Hey, if you're an alcoholic and these guys like to party and stuff like that, and it doesn't bother them till the next morning, and that was a problem for you, you'd better believe, like, hey, group, if you're an alcoholic, you let them know.
Yeah, hey,
they
guys,
would stop right there. Because they love you. Actually, they really do love you. But you'd have to have confidence in your friendship with them. That you didn't feel pressured to be part of the group in that same exact way. So I'll drink alcohol with the guys, but I won't get drunk. I hate it. I don't ever want to feel that way.
Oh, it's the worst.
These guys will, and they'll bare their soul to me. And they do, and I love them because I'm actually hearing truth that they're not hiding.
Wow.
And whether they remember all the conversations, some of them still do.
Sure.
I'm learning more about them.
Right on.
And Amy the same way. We know what really is important to them, what they're struggling with, and that enables us to love them after they're done with their hangover or whatever. The next day.
Sure,
and,
we're still here, man.
We're still here, and then we've had my students' parents, and they come up to me and like they're a believer, and so all of a sudden they're going, "Oh, I see what you guys are," and then they can be part of the same community and loving these people.
That's awesome,
and being loved by them because our friends love us, and they do the same things that our friends in the church community do for us. But
that's amazing to be loved. And guys, thank you so much for coming here and sharing.
Thanks for having us.
And opening up. What a great example, and what a great encouragement to us to not just have a church community, but community outside of church, loving people wherever we go, as Christ certainly loves us.
And if you're worried about having an opportunity to share with people who need to hear the gospel, you got to be where they are.
Yeah.
Because they're probably not going to come to you.
Absolutely. You got to go out to them.
Yeah.
Get involved in what they are and truly appreciate things about them. So, okay. Well, our time together is now done. So thank you guys so much.
Yeah. Well,
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for joining us today. If you've gotten anything from this podcast, please like, subscribe, and share with a friend.
And be sure to join us next time for our next question.